your captain. Be your captain. I'll always be your captain. girl. Can't take my eye off you. Can't take my eye off you. Dim girl. Don't got nothing on you. Don't got nothing on you. My heart is ready for something I haven't had in a long time. True love crime, I hope you know that it may hurt for a while. Let's slow down, slow down. I can see behind that broken smile. Nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Oh, you're nice, like cocoa, you're nice, like cocoa bread, like cocoa bread. Ooh, driving dick, watch a movie, right by your side on duty, not too much, not too sweet. Ooh, passion from your truly. Let me know how you feel. Hope I'm not in too deep. Me wa Phoebe, we die fever. Won't be alone forever. Get through the storm together. Ooh, girl, make some room. I know you still. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread. You're nice, sweet, smooth, like cocoa bread, cocoa bread.
Hello, and welcome to the Valorant Draft Circuit. It is a Monday night, not a normal match night for us, but we are here to bring you Master Semifinals. My name is Chill the Rose. Joining me tonight for this match is Nadesy. Nadesy, how are you doing?
Doing quite well. Excited to get one step closer to the end of the season and then new beginnings for season 2. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. Tonight's match is between the Automata's Exos, who challenged the #1 seed in Master in the Blaze's Flames. Two pretty good teams. We've seen Exos on stream before. This will be our first time catching the Flames on stream, and I'm very excited to see how they do. They've been a team to be feared most of the season, really. We do have our map picks already in. First map is Haven, which we will be getting into shortly, and I'm excited for. Any expectations with Haven, Nadesy, that you have?
Yeah, I mean, when I was playing for Blackjacks during the season, we played Flames on Haven, and they absolutely stomped us. I think it was 13-3, so I would kind of expect more of the same if they can keep the momentum rolling.
Definitely a strong team, as we're going to see quick lock-ins from the side of the Exos, who will be starting on defense, locking in pretty standard comp, well, relatively standard comp as far as Haven goes. Notably, so far, I'm not noticing a breach on that side. Looks like they're not going to go with one. It does look like, however, that Flames do want to go with the breach.
Yeah, looks like Exos want to run kind of more of their older style comp, and then Flames bringing in that new style with the breach, or the more, at least more in meta comp. Silva's still pretty solid agent on this map, and overall it is still a very viable comp. But I think with Flames having a little bit more in meta, I think it does give them a little bit more of an edge.
For sure, and my VMix is doing a pop-up that I can't figure out how to get to go away. Alright, good enough. Apologies. Yeah, I do kind of agree. We kind of have this older meta comp perhaps coming in from the side of Exos. We even see that with the Sova versus the Fade, the old reliable initiator in terms of the information game versus the Fade in the hands of Gassiop here. So I'll be interested to see how those differences played out. Actually, surprisingly, only one similarity shared between these two teams in the chamber. Of course, most common pick we see in any level of competition really right now. As we have just loaded into this first round. Again, I believe it was Exos. Yeah, Exos will be on defense, Flames will be on attack. This was the map selection of the Exos. So they will be looking to get off to a hot start in this series as the underdogs on their own map pick and see if they can find their way into the finals. It is not 1-1 in the series, it is 0-0. I'm sure we'll get that fixed in a moment. This series has just started. It's going into the pistol here.
Standing ahead.
Immediately, a lot of long presence. Sakamoto wants to run up and find some of these players. They're going to take full control of A-Long. They're going to get smoked off. We can see the full rotation immediately coming in from the Exos towards the A side of the map.
Defense just looking like they're going to play retake, and Exos are reading it and they're kind of backing out. Or sorry, Flames are reading it and they're backing out.
Teleport's ready.
Yeah, we see a lot of the standard kind of default long play, particularly from teams like Optic at the VCT level, and I think Flames have definitely taken a note from that book. They take early control of long, now they have the Exos pressed back on A with very little information. A lot of the map to work with for Flames. Exos here just on the back foot playing deep in sights as the hit looks like it's coming towards the C site. Tony S going to be here to try to be the first point of contact, goes down to Sakamata. Zeno, though, will find one with the fragment. It looks like... Oh, Sakamata's actually run into Garage, gone down to Zui. We'll see if the spike can go down here now. With the Neon on the floor, the Paranoia comes through, and Zui finds another onto Chief Kef. And suddenly things are looking tricky for the Flames, who have to fight back from a 2v4. Neptune will go down to Gucci. It's just onto Hayflick in the 1v3. He's tagged up. Gucci swings with the Sheriff, will get the shot, and the defuse will come through. It'll be the first round on the board for the Exos.
No charges left.
Yeah, it looked a little scary for Exos there with Tony going down right away, but the defense able to get a couple key picks and put them into a two-man advantage on the retake, and it was just pretty easy after that.
Yeah, a bit of not a bit, definitely an aggressive push there from Sakamata on the Neon. Ran into Garage, went down, and unfortunately that space being lost meant that it was very difficult for Flames to fully take control of the site. Maybe the Nebulas from the Astra had run out as well, as they really just struggled. They did get spiked down eventually, but it was a 2v4 by the time they could play that post plant, and they couldn't even get off site to hold it from further away. So well played by the Exos. Good picks as we got more of this A-Long control, even with the pistols coming in from Flames, though Tony S finds a pick on the other side of the map.
Down.
Crow will...
Nice elbow spot.
Yeah, we'll find Hayflick walking into his crosshair. Flames look like they just want to commit A here. We'll see if they can get through Gucci here. Boosted on top. Some shots being exchanged. Nobody goes down. Crow does find Sakamata walking up, trying to get out long. They managed to dislodge Gucci from the position, but they can't push up off that with just the pistols. Should be a round done unless something crazy happens with Zui. We'll find Gassy up. Flames will be looking towards their first fire round as Neptune is blind and deaf. Well, Paranoia does deafen you. Yeah. That is the Omen line. And that'll be a clean, flawless round from the Exos, who convert easily on their second.
Yep, good being able to build up some strong economy early with that flawless, and Zui here off to a little bit of a hot start. I think he did double kills in the first two rounds, building up some confidence for later on in the game.
I'll be interested to keep an eye on this A-Long controls. It doesn't actually look like Flames want to fight for it at all. They've been going aggressively that way. It looks like they want to go aggressively C. We'll see if this goes all the way through. As we've got peeks from Sakamata, the fast lane's going to come in. Tony S is all kinds of stunned and blind. He will rendezvous out. This is full sight control for the Flames right off the rip. They should be getting spiked down here. It does look like Zui as well got tagged up pretty heavily, as the retake's going to start to come in 5v5 for the Exos.
Teleport's ready.
Big Gucci on a flank, getting covered by the trademark. Throws a smoke on top of it, but it's being watched by Fade.
Nice shot by Tony. Hayflick, though, will trade. See if they can keep making mark with the Marshal or the Headhunter, as Zui on low health can't find anything. It's down to the last two here, Gucci and Crow. Crow does find one onto Hayflick. Could find the low health Sakamata as well. Nice shot, however. Gucci will eventually trade it, but time is pretty much out. No chance for the defuse here, especially with the gravity well. If he can find one, could find both. It doesn't. Gassiop will be the lone survivor for the Flames as they find their first round. So a successful bonus, I'd say, from the Exos. Getting 4 down.
Yeah, incredibly successful. Ton of econ damage, keeping it in check early. Flames still get a buy, but it's going to be a little bit scuffed. Looking like on Sakamata, Chief Kef, and Neptune. It looked like they might just be going for a hero rifle and kind of play around that with some pistols and armor.
It actually looks like they aren't even going to buy here. They're just going to give the lone hero rifle to Sakamata on the Neon and see what he can get done. Otherwise, just rely on pistols. It looks like Sheriff across the board. Of course, the Headhunter for Chamber. Gucci takes the long angle. This could be a nice first pick. Gucci will, I think, pretty wisely fall off from the Nova Pulse. Took me a second to remember that one.
Sui holding this nice passive angle in garage, swings, and that's not going to get you a kill, unfortunately.
Yeah, Flames have taken space on B. There's not really anyone to stop this. They should be able to get spiked down, and Chief Kef actually finds one onto Zui. Tony S already has the operator out, though. That gun can be recovered. And Xeno on the flank has already found Gassiop. Tony S with the Spidey senses finds Nebula. There's one trade back. Sakamata actually should find Tony S here, and will suddenly this round going the way of the Flames as Hayflick found 2 with the Sheriff and has managed to scamper away and grab a rifle. This is going to be a hard 1v2 for Crow. Players on both sides manages to avoid the fault line, but has to find a pick here. Time against him, turning the wrong way. It's going to be the Thrifty for the Flames, who didn't fully invest into that round, didn't need to. Nice plays out of Hayflick and Sakamata to take the free. Well, they took the open B site, but to hold off the retakers, and they get their round on the board. It's 2-2.
She kept finding a nice opener inside a garage and taking Tony's attention towards the exit, and Neptune kind of pushed up, and yeah, he still went down, but it was instantly traded by Sakamata. Very nice 1-2 combo there.
Yeah, a nice use of the relay bolt as well out of Sakamata. Completely disabled the operator of Tony S. I don't think he had rendezvous set up at that particular moment. Is going to peek down long and will go down to the operator of Chief Kef. This is going to force the rotation. Sakamata catches Zui looking the wrong direction. And that's full C-site control now, quickly for the Flame.
Bomb should be going down in a second here, and this round's pretty much locked in for Flames, and take an absolute hero play from anyone on Exos. He's got the Blade Storm up, so maybe that's the answer they're looking for.
Will get flashed, and Chief Kef holding a close angle with the operator. Never what you want. Teammates coming to help, though. Xeno will find the first, but Chief Kef manages to buy enough space, finds one, finds two. It's all on Crow here with the Bucky and Classic. Probably not much left to find. This should be 3 on the board for the Flames. Favored as they always were in this round against mostly pistols. And Chief Kef's actually going to... Yeah, he's just going to walk into the shotgun, so Crow, if he can get around the corner, is actually going to be able to save the operator. I don't think Spike kills him in this position. Shouldn't. Yeah. So a nice little save there by Crow.
Yeah, that's big. That's going to save him a ton of money, and for a $900 investment, or what, $850 now, that's a big win for Exos there, even though they lost the round.
Thanks.
Yeah, a round they never fully expected to have a whole lot of business winning in the first place, so to take an op away from it, at the very least, is a pretty nice consolation. They're actually going to get the double op on board or online as well, with the Tour de Force coming online, coming up for Tony S.
Yeah, Crow also got his Hunter's Fury on with that kill, so that's a huge win actually.
There are a lot of ults online for both sides here, as we're going to see Tour de Forces popped by both sides. The quick long control has come through again. It forces the Exos off the angles. They're going to retreat to hell, will Tony S, with the Tour de Force. And actually a nice pop, or a nice flash out. Tony S, though, trying to repeat, can't find the shots. He's finally going to be forced out of the position. This is going to prompt the Flames to push onto the site. See if they can find Tony S here, as they do find Crow. Tony S fighting for his life from the back of the site. I don't know how he lived for that long, to be fully honest, but does go down. The site is in possession of the Flames, and the spike is down. These retakes coming in fast. Xeno first on the charge. Fortunately, that null command has run out. Gonna pop flash around the corner, trying to find Chief Cap. Does fully blind. They find the first. It's a 3v3 now, but Gassiop finds 2. Gucci. I think I misspoke. It wasn't a 3v3 at any point. Gucci does find 1. Eventually, will go down to the spam. The operator. Neither operator really finds much impact in that round. The Flames with that long control flex a little bit. Force Tony S off the angle. He can never find the shot. These executes out of the Flames have been very impressive so far.
Yeah, Exos have had their 2 rounds where, you know, a solid retake on the C side and the pistol, and then the anti-eco in the second, and they've kind of just been not able to put up a stone wall yet to stop them. It's been 4 in a row for the Flames, and they've been looking pretty solid.
Yeah, a lot's definitely, I think, been spoken about throughout Master about Sakamata and Hayflick, the 2 highest rated players that have played regularly this season. And those individual players, of course, are excellent. Most of the players on the Flames have above average ratings, but their team coordination and their utility usage has been very impressive so far. Their execute has been very good. We'll see if those can keep guiding them towards victory, as it looks like they're going to get onto the A site once again. Spike's a little lagging behind, and they have to clear short, so this is actually going to give the Exos plenty of time to rotate over, and while the Flames do have control of the site, the Nebulas are going to fade soon enough, as the first does go down. Both will. Spike's going to go down. Neptune actually lurking through mid is found 1, will get traded. Sakamata, though, will find Zeno. And that Hunter's Fury doesn't actually find anything. Unfortunate for Crow there. They're really relying on that with some weaker weapons, specifically in the hands of Crow, but they're going to go for the retake anyway. 2 rifles and Crow's Sheriff to work with. Recon guards come through. Chief Cap set up on the angle. The fault line will come through. Tony S, though, with a nice shot. Can't follow it up onto Chief Cap. Crow is seized. Sakamata
on the flank. Yep.
Yeah, this should be unwinnable. Time's pretty much over, and Hayflick will find the headshot. It's a 5th on the board for the Flames. Another clean execute. A little late to get the spike down. Didn't matter. They held the retake well. It's 5-2.
Yep, Flames just continuing to have their way with Exos right here, and kind of just gave up sight, trying to play retake, and their retakes have not been working. Flames have just been all over and shutting it down before it even really gets started.
Exos will have a bye here. Gotta think they need this one to stay in this game. As Tony S looks to be the lone defender on C as the push is going to come forward. They should be a little aware very quickly. He peeks out, finds some body shots, I believe, but nothing else, as a flurry of ultimates rolled into the C site. They're going to get spiked down. It's going to be another just straight 5v5 retake, as the Exos will try to find their way into a round here. And that's a good start. Gucci finds Neptune way off on the flank. We'll see if he can also find Gassy. He does. Things are suddenly getting worrying for the Flames, who have to worry about their flank. Heavily, Gucci finds a 3rd on the Chief Cap. Sakamata will find 1, but will go down. It's all onto Hayflick from long. He's got 3 to find. He's got 30 hit points. We'll see what he can get done. Finds the first on the spam. The spike is being stuck, though. Smoke fades. Tony S is there to clean it up. It is the nice clean retake out of the Exos. Huge flank from Gucci. Havarti finds 3. And they clean up and they get their 3rd on the board.
Yeah, that was definitely a round-winning flank from Gucci, getting 3, kind of getting himself online and struggling early on in the game. So it could be a big confidence builder and maybe the momentum shift that Exos need to get back into this map and close the gap and maybe even take the half.
You know, sometimes those flanks, particularly against a team like Flames, maybe could work out really well. You know, a lot can be said for the tip of their spear in Hayflick, in Sakamata.
Right here.
There are other players on this team that are a little less cracked, a little easier to take down in a 1v1 as Sakamata actually goes down.
Deploying drone.
Get those flanks where you can find some value. And especially a lot of those players, oriented players. Crow lives for longer than he should, but will go down to the utility spam.
Cover going out.
We go into a 4v4.
It's like kind of just giving it up. So he gets tagged there in the feet. Still going to be able to help his team out, though, so that's pretty big. especially him being on Omen. You know, still having those smokes for retakes, that's absolutely huge.
See if Gucci gets the walk out here. It looks like one of these two players in Hayflick or Chief Cav is gonna walk out. And it is Chief Cav the shot though. Only a little pixel to see, couldn't find it. Flames, considering their options, they only have 20 seconds left. They've got to hit a site and fast. They're actually almost completely out of time here. I don't think they've quite realized the clock has run down on them this much. Tony S going to be the defender here on C. Figure if he can find much of anything, he could do a lot here to prevent the spike from going down. Unfortunately, going to have to rendezvous away. It looks like Spike will be able to go down. A quick take by the Flames. The Exos are right here for the retake.
Yeah, Tony S in a solid position to maybe get one on the swing, but got hit by the fault line, decided to back out and play 4-on-4 with his team.
And Gucci going in with the Blade Storm finds one. There's a trade by Hayflick. We'll find Neptune, though, around the corner of the box. Hayflick now playing long, but holding his ultimate in hand, the Rolling Thunder to delay the fuse. That'll be tapped. And meanwhile, Gassiop has lurked around through Garage. They've got to fight to prevent the defuse at this point, and Gassy has peeked out and found it. Hayflick goes down to the knives and Gucci, though. Zooey will find Gassy. There's plenty of time for this defuse. A nice retake by the Exos. They are going to get another retake and another round on the board and pull it one step closer. It's 4-5.
Yeah, Zooey got tagged with that off shot early in the round on 20 HP or 30 HP for the rest of the round. Still able to survive and provide plenty of value with his smokes and util to secure that fourth round.
Surviving is actually a huge theme for the Exos. I think in that round and in general, they've past 2 rounds, really past 3 rounds, but they've been playing retake a lot, making sure those executes aren't quite as deadly. You know, theory is if they don't find many frags with that, where with that execute, the retake's a fair retake. And this will put the Flames economy, I think they have a bye here, but it is a bit in peril should they lose this round as we get the jump shot from Gassy. A slower take of long control as well from the Flames as they start to pressure forward.
Good amount of spam damage onto Gassiop. He's pretty low, 1 HP.
And there's a lot of defense from the Exos here. I think, yeah, it looks like they're going to try to pull out, but there's still, I think, 2 operators set up on B and on C. So this isn't a free take to deal with. They actually do want to re-aggress A. We'll see what they can pull out here with the utility they still have available.
So, could have the round-winning flank here. I don't know if they expect it to be that quick, coming through short.
We're about to find out. They do throw the... Oh, that's unfortunate. The fast lane actually got broken, but Sakamoto will just go past without it anyways. Finds Crow that's going to open up the site, and it should allow them to get the spike down. We'll see if Xeno's flank is noted, and it doesn't seem like it is as Gassiop goes down to it. They're now aware of the presence of the KO, who's going to get pinched. Oh, it just turns around at the wrong time, but gets the kill. Zooey, meanwhile, has found one onto Chief Cap as well from Heaven. It's 4v2. It's all into Hayflick and Neptune. Neptune, though, is lurked back through mid. Only gets one, though. Hayflick with it all to play for, finds the first, can't actually see the spike, can see if he can confuse. Flash comes through, tries to hold Mouse 1 through the blind. Doesn't work out. Xeno will find it. Plenty of time to defuse here. They recover the operator. And it's tied all of a sudden. The Exos are finding these retakes in a row, and they've gotten themselves back to a 5-5 and a potential to have the advantage at the half.
Yeah, Xeno had a great kill on Gassiop with the flank, and then almost got flanked himself by Sakamata. Able to get the kill, and then the player who was out towards long, I believe it was Chief Kef, would have swung to take the kill, but got killed from Heaven. And so, I mean, that was 3 kills long and pretty much secured the round at that point.
Likely a bit of serendipitous timing for the Exos. I assume a Nebula was up in Heaven, probably faded at the right time for Zooey. Either way, well played by the Exos. Nice shots. Get them around on the board, and it looks like the Flames want to go back towards their long control. They haven't done that fast long control in a while. We've seen Sakamata and the Neon further away in several rounds. They've gone for this slower control of long than they did in the first few. which they now have. Arming orb for the Nightfall, I believe, and there was a tag through mid, I believe. Sakamata, I think, got legged by the operator or wallbang. Oh, Crow's found one, Crow's found two!
Nice job, Crow.
Is traded off. What a timing, just found Gassiop and the entire team looking the wrong direction. Zui's cleared a lot of the space. Gucci's found Sakamata for real this time with the operator. And it's on to Chief Captain Neptune to see if they can salvage this round. 4. Looks like they want to go towards C, but there's a tour de force here. This figures to be a really hard take. Ooh, they're going to wisely smoke off long. Fortunately, the push up into spawn has found Chief Cap. It's all on to Neptune. 1v4, 2 operators to fight against location known. Tony's actually just running at him. This is the first shot with the tour de force and will actually go down. We'll see if Neptune can manage to get Spike down here. Does actually have a pretty clear fight. Turns to try to take one, does not get the head.
Last round before the switch.
Another round on the board for the Exos, and they've taken the lead all of a sudden.
Yeah, they really bounced back on their defensive side. Looked kind of great for them at, around 6 or 7. Flames just masterfully taking sites and winning rounds. They've righted the ship. They're looking pretty good now.
Yeah, in that last round, it almost looked like the Flames might be starting to get scared to go for their executes because they've known
You want to
the
play?
retakes
Let's
have been coming
play.
through for the Exos, and that's always a worrying feeling where your full hit doesn't get take their site control, but it looks like they're not going to go away from that now. They've got everything fully out as they charge onto the site. Sakamata leading the charge. Nobody here to receive it. It's again Tony S. will just rendezvous away. Sam Duel's going on through the Nebulous, and Chief Cap actually with the judge finds Xeno. It will only be
Teleport's ready.
You want to
a
fight
no
it?
command, as we also can hear the Hunter's Fury coming through, and Sakamata just couldn't dodge it. No command also being resurrected. Chief Cap though is pushed up. It's gonna be a 3v3 now. As Gassiop finds 2, it'll make it a 3v2. So it's on to Zui on this swing. Duel through the wall, finds the kill. Neptune meanwhile is taken out Crow. It is now all on to Zui. Gonna teleport himself to long. I don't think he has any time here. It sounds like it's ticked out for him. We'll try to push the last Blix. Find first. Can't even find Neptune. Wouldn't have had time regardless. The Flames execute. Style does work there as the Exos can't retake, and we go to the half all tied at 6.
The Flames to recover and tie the half up instead of losing. Zui did what he could at the end, but yeah, time had just run out. Got a nice consolation exit, but that's about it.
Consolation for the stat page for sure. Fortunately, not a consolation for the round. I do like the adaptation that had come out of Exos to play more retake. They realized they were bleeding players off on the executes, decided to play further back. Still a risky play. Retaking is not a simple task by any means, but it worked out better for them and got them plenty of rounds on the board as we go into the second half. First shot is a whiff. It looks like Flames at least are expecting the Exos to be coming C fast, and they are as they just charge straight through the smoke getting onto site. We'll see if anyone challenges, but Spike should be going down here.
Teleport's ready.
Oh, and just as I say that, they actually find 2. Crow will find one. There'll actually be a trade. Goes down the open. We'll go down to Neptune. It's all on his 3. He's blind. He can't see anything. Flames are ready for that retake, and it came in fast, and it came in efficiently as they will get the second pistol round and go up 7-6.
Yeah, a little bit of the same story in the first pistol. Gucci pushing into window and getting taken down just like Sakamata did, and that was, I think, the tide turner right there. Gave up a lot of control and made it a lot easier for the retake.
Good catch. Yeah, I didn't catch where that kill had happened.
Yeah, he jumped up into window. He was like pretty deep in garage there.
Always tempting to get that garage control, that deep garage control. Always perilous. Sometimes you find the god timing and you find 3, and sometimes they find you. So it should be 8-6 here coming through for the Flames. Of course, now that I've said that, I'm probably going to be wrong. As it seems like every time I say a team should be winning an anti-eco, they somehow manage to lose.
Yeah, Chief Cap is pretty pushed far up C long here. They've got long control, short control. Yeah, they got a lot of map control early in the round. We're just 30 seconds in.
Definitely an uphill battle for the Exos. Biggest threat is Tony S and the Headhunter, you figure. So, classic at the right range is always a horrifying tool. You never know when the right click will bless your opponent. And Chief Kev does find Crow from that forward long position. So that's probably going to dissuade the Exos from pressing into C at all. Looks like they actually want to go B. They're pushing up close. See what they can get here. As they mostly got blinded and now they're smoked off. We'll see if they want to go through it. I don't think they do. There are 3 players from the Flames here to receive. Zeno going to call for the quick pivot. They break the trademark. Can they break Chief Cap? It's going to be a 1-for-1. But now concussed up and slowed. Gucci has found one. Neptune will find Tony S. We'll see if they can get out onto site. Please run in. Fortunately, turned the wrong direction. It's all onto Gucci with 20 seconds. Does have the Spectre to work with. It doesn't have very much time. It's going to start charging forward towards Neptune. Or Hayflick will actually find the kill. Onto Neptune here to keep him from getting spiked and getting it down. We'll find the headshot. Reliable with the Ghost. It's close. Not the flawless round the Exos had after winning their pistol. But a round is a round, and the Flames go up 8-6.
Thought for a second Neptune didn't have a Spectre or anything there. Maybe just forgot to buy it. Because I thought maybe for a second he was going to drop an op over to his teammate, but no, it doesn't look like they've got an op on the other side.
Right here.
So, paid off in the end.
I have noticed, even in VCT play, particularly the current ongoing Masters Copenhagen event, there have been a lot of teams that have favored that sort of playstyle. I saw FPX doing it a lot of times, where 1 or 2 players don't really invest into the second round. They rely, especially when you're on the attack side, they rely on the guns of the other players. More interesting on defense as Sakamata on the forward position does find one. Tagged up by the recon for the Aldrone. Way out, actually way into finding a kill. Gucci will trade it out. But on 9 health there, a clean headshot by Sakamata and even some damage by the Gucci to go with it. Kev is tagged low and doesn't have a weapon, is the bonus for Flames, so Exos should be expected to win this, but now they're looking a little lost for where to go. They don't have a lot of map control. Even with the superior weapons, it looks like they're going to go through Garage, possibly towards the C site. We'll see what they can get done.
Dark Hub making his presence known. The site take should be on.
It does look like Neptune just wants Gravity while to get someone off the spike. Crow's found one. Actually, the Aftershock finds one, and Crow and both players are just very blind here. Stewie is going to be left alone in the 1v3. Can't find Neptune making that Ghost do serious damage the past 2 rounds. Why use a rifle or even a Spectre, I guess, if you're just going to kill 5 people in 2 rounds with it? Fuse will be given to Gassiop. It's a bonus round conversion for the Flames, and once again, they're making a strong push in the early part of a half and have thoroughly pulled the momentum into their favor.
Yeah, let's see if they're going to be able to keep it for a long term. Kind of lost it pretty quickly in their attacking half, so hopefully they can kind of keep it, just ride it to the end here and not really look back at all.
So with that loss, the Exos are of course forced onto the scrapped together force buy here. Not even forced buy, I don't think they're fully forcing, they've just opted for sheriffs.
Something happened, Chief Kep is shown in spawn, but the round's already started, so must be played. Must have crashed or something. Oh no, wait, the pause come in time?
I'm not sure. The game, yeah, okay, the barriers are still up. You can see Gucci knifing the invisible barrier. I think it was very last second timeout call from the Flames, as they will take a technical timeout, I believe.
Yeah, and I think they're going to sort if the round actually started or not. It says 0's on the clock, so it'd lead me to believe it should have started, but...
Barriers did never drop, so the round...
That is...
Yeah. If the round had started, they'd still be able to shoot each other even with the timer paused. So... does look like the technical timeout is stopped just barely in time before the round starts. We'll see if Chief Cav can get back into the server quickly, hopefully. We are assuming that is the issue.
Yeah, absolutely clutch at the last second, especially when it's your chamber, one of the most important players on your defensive side. Not having him could have been the momentum swing that Exos were looking for, or are looking for.
Oh, it does look like we might actually have a round rollback coming back in. Getting word from our producer. I'm going to see if I can get more information on that. Does look like we had a disconnect in the previous round, so we'll see if round rollback comes back in. In the meantime, Nadesy, what do you think and I'm blanking on the name, the Exos should really be looking for to start getting some rounds on this attack half? What are they doing well? What do they need to change to get themselves on the board here and get themselves a chance to win this map, their map pick?
Yeah, I think they need to focus on getting some more map control. Exos, our Flames on defense have been taking a lot early. Saw it in the bonus round and in the pistol. They had both long controls pretty much right off the start. And it kind of just constricts the map really quickly and makes it a very tough round to win. So definitely focus on a little bit more map control.
Certainly wouldn't be a bad idea among that. I think also, I mean, they've had some rounds that were pretty close in their favor. Just some nice shots have come through for the side of Flames. Again, lots of individual talent on that team. It does look like we're going to go through without a rollback. I do believe it was Chief Cav who disconnected. So since Flames won the round, perhaps not as much incentive to roll back. They'll probably give Chief Cav a moment to try to spawn, and yeah, that'll be enough as we're back into the server, and it looks like we want quick maps or quick A control fully, perhaps. Next, they've stormed down long and they're storming down short as well. Have a relay bolt to contend with though, and there's going to be 3 players on the site. And a Cosmic Divide at that. We'll see if the Exos want to commit to this push with all this utility.
Bring them down.
One thing about the Cosmic Divide, while it does slow them down, it's a pretty good opportunity actually to just run the other direction. The other team won't hear them. It looks like they're just going to wait it out and get ready to push back in. Top Flash comes through. Here comes the hit. We'll see if they can find anything. Again, 3 players here still on the defense. Asiop will trade bullets with Gucci, who runs out of knives. Taflik and Sakamoto in the meantime have cleaned up 2 of the Sheriff players. Dino's going to find one. Zui finds one. Something interesting. Gasiop, the lone defender on the site, goes down. Low health on Crow, but Spike should be going down, and a rifle has already been recovered. There's at least, there should be 2 more on the ground as well. It's going to go into the retake.
Spike planted.
Yeah, everyone should have a rifle here for Exos. This could be a really big round.
Double stack in hell. It does look like they're going to teleport away. Xeno clean on the shot, finds Neptune dropping in. Crow here warding off Chief Cav, who's now paranoid that an Omen is behind him. He might just choose to save the operator. That round seemed like it was going to go in the favor of the Flames, but Zui and Xeno, I believe, find some picks, find the site, and yeah, Chief Cav has to just save the operator. As that will be that first round back on the board for the Exos. You're talking about map control. They said, screw that. We're just going to take site control. Had to wait out the Cosmic Divide, but played around it as soon as it went down.
Thrifty.
Yeah, very big round for Exos there. Got the Thrifty and got that Cosmic Divide out of the way. Don't have to contend with that for a good long while. So, yeah, just a real great round for them.
It looked so good for the Flames, but just good trades came in onto some key players. Gasiop ended up left in essentially a momentary 1v3, and the retake wasn't quite good enough. Crow manages to survive on 1 HP. That's obviously huge. Perhaps, the classic Phantom Dink with light armor at long range. Someone's probably a little saddened by that. So with it being 7-9, and with that bonus or eco round conversion, the Thrifty round, should be good money here for the Exos for the next few rounds. They saved 3 rifles as well. Looks like they want to challenge the operator on long. And yeah, there's the shot that rings out. We got 3 players here in this long position. going full cinematic cam for this round. I'm not totally sure why, but we got the hit coming in as the Exos storm onto the site. We're gonna see some trades. I cannot see the kill feed. There we go. One trade each. Zui finds a nice shot to get Chiefcast down though. And with the null command of Xeno, that's gonna force the Flames to play retake 3v4 and the spike will go down. Hayflick notably one kill away from getting the Rolling Thunder. Could be big in this retake if they can start to work their way back on a site. Fade also an excellent retake agent. Gasyop has full utility. Sakamata, no gun, so we'll likely be pulling out the ultimate here. I can walk over the operator. We'll see if he uses that as the Haunt will probably mark the beginning of the retake as they start to push in. Tony S comes out, but actually got blinded there though. Will find one. Sakamata trades him. Time though working against the Flames. They're just going to have to retreat. As the retake does not materialize, it's going to be a second in a row for the Exos and 8th on the board. We're one step closer to being tied on the Exos map pick.
Yeah, Flames just playing very passive with the 3 players remaining to get that retake going, waiting out Xeno's null command, and that's pretty much what did them in. They weren't going to be able to get into sight on time. Strong post plants already being held, and an early pick by Tony S pretty much shutting it down right away.
We've been talking, or I'd mentioned how Hayflick and Sakamata are the 2 highest rated regular players in Master. There is one player higher than both of them, but only with 8 games, while they both have 20 or more. But it's actually been Neptune leading the way on the Astra on this particular map. Sakamata, I think, has struggled to really have a whole lot of impact on this defensive side, and for a lot of the latter half of the offensive side, especially that streak of rounds they were losing, perhaps could look to enable him a little bit more as the fast B split. Hayflick here, the lone defender, will see if he can find any. Oh, back in Yong alone. Challenged by Gucci will take him out. Will get traded in a sudden flurry of trades have come through. 2 of them, 3 really, on each side, and now into the 2v2. Chiefcap finds one, it leaves it on to Tony S. Finds the first, manages to rendezvous away. Also has the Tour de Force to pull out. Neptune, though, can get the Nebula up. Perhaps the spike. Tony S has to push, doesn't know if Neptune's on it. Neptune smartly plays inside his own smoke, will take the head of Tony S and will take the defuse, and it's going to be a 10th on the board from Flames. Neptune, great play this map continues.
Yeah, very nice play to Neptune popping that orb and then kind of pushing inside of it, and Tony had zero idea that was going to be coming and falls pretty quickly once he pushed inside.
Yeah, it's such a hard position to be in as Tony S, of course. Spamming with the Vandal is never an enviable position. You have to just completely gamble on whether Neptune is sticking the spike there, where Neptune is. Is he playing in the smoke? Is he playing behind the smoke? Can I spam safely? Will he spam me back? Well played by Neptune, of course. And it gets them the round.
He's been the star pretty much this entire map, so just kind of business as usual for him.
At least this half, for sure. I remember those kills with the ghost of all weapons.
It definitely found a ton of value for the $500 weapon piece. Ooh, that shot there.
Shockingly doesn't hit Tony S, who will find the first pick onto Neptune, as we've just been talking about. So that'll actually enable the Exos to take sight. Meanwhile, though, Gasyov and Sakamata on this quick flank have found Zui. They're going to sprint straight into Garage, and this retake is going to be ready to come in quickly. It doesn't look like they want to give the Exos any room to breathe. Nightfall in, Rolling Thunder as well. Oh, that's just a bad time for Gucci, who has no choice really but to go down. The rest of the players have retreated along. We'll see what they can do on the defense. Zeno getting hit with every piece of utility in the world. The Hunter's Fury, though, is coming through onto the spike, so no defuse. Only 1 player has gone down now. 2 players have gone down. Both the Flames players. Hayflick has to push up to make space so Gasyov can perhaps get onto the spike. This is getting difficult. The pop flash, though. Hayflick has to reload. Gassy's going to go down. Crow, nice flick to finish off the round. Well played by the Exos to hold deep and hold the site. And they'll take their 9th. And again, we're almost back to a tie. And it looks like the Flames are actually broken on money here, so we could very quickly be back to a tie.
That round was just incredibly back and forth. It looked like, Exos had it in the bag right away. Then Flames were able to trade back and expended a ton of ultimates to get onto site. It looked like they might be able to take it. And then a ton of ults being burnt by the Exos with the Hunter's Fury. and I think there was one more, but I'm blanking on what it was. And they were able to end up winning the round. And getting them on the eco could be a crucial round.
Actually, a bit of a heartbreaker, I think, for the Flames to use both Nightfall and Rolling Thunder and not be able to find the retake. Exos were 2 on site, 2 off site, but one of the players on site was the chamber, so Rendezvous away doesn't go down to the flurry of utility. And unfortunately, they could just never get the defuse through, as this time it actually comes through from the Exos, perhaps trying to make sure they keep things in control, not get too excited after that nice round win. Or maybe something perhaps went a little awry in that round, who knows. Either way, I think this is a nice time to call a timeout. It's a good time to have a discussion.
Yeah, definitely Exos probably noting the economy, realizing that it's going to be an eco round, and keep your distance a little bit so you can get those Vandal headshots, and Spectre headshots don't quite do the same damage from afar.
As we're getting the rest, someone's already dead. As we're still in Arsenal, 2 people are already dead. As it
Another
looks,
person's dead.
yeah, it actually looked like the Flames wanted to pass down mid. Chief Kev will find one onto Tony S. Had some decent impact last couple rounds. The PC site access pick. The Flames tried to rush out of garage, it looks like. Actually, I think on the flank snuck past the trap and has actually found one, and is just now being noticed by the teams, or by the players of the Exos, who have thrown the paranoia his way. They're being fought on 2 fronts. Hayflick with only a classic. He actually finds Gucci and just completely wins a straight up duel. Still though, 2v2 for the Exos. Spike 2B defuse should be in their favor. Gassy can't even stick it for half. Tactical, but Chief Cap actually finds Crow, so it leaves it all into Zui versus Chief Cap in the 1v1. This should be impossible for Chief Cap though, with the time as low as it is. Zui can just walk out. Plays time, takes out Chief Cap with the bullets, who had no choice but to stick. It's 10-10 now. It got dicey for the Exos against the Eco, but they do convert the round, and we're all tied up.
Yeah, the Exos Econ's still pretty strong, but a ton of value from just the pistols for Flames. Might help them later on in the future if they're able to pull this one out.
Potentially very pivotal round here, especially if the Exos can win it, because Flames probably don't have a lot of money to fall back on should they lose here. It's a round they definitely should feel like they need to win. Chief Cap on the forward position. Is actually just going to tank the recon bolt, calling a bit of a bluff from the Exos that nobody else is here. Works out, baits out one of Crow's shock darts. Meantime, we're going to see duel between Tony and Sakamata will find the kill. Immediately, though, being pushed, will find the trade. Sakamata can get away in time. Take one down. 4v4 on the retake, I believe. But yes, it will be. Thought I heard the Sova call out for Hunter's Fury. Did not come through. That's actually a really early gravity well. It does look like they want to use the Cosmic Tide potentially. It does. Or not. Neptune's been sitting still. Okay, yeah, it'll come through as the retake begins. Flashed off in this corner. 3 players goes to the defense. Still stuck, can't get out of the They're actually all paranoid. Gucci, meanwhile, will find one. Zui finds one as well, but they are both traded out, but the time very low. Oh, Gucci just lives. You have very little time here. Can't even find the low health Gucci. It looked like the Flames didn't quite know what utility they wanted to use on that retake, and that time lost might have cost them the chance to win that round, as they are now down on the economy and potentially going to be facing Matt Point here.
Yeah, very solid round out in Exos, and like you noted, Flames maybe taking a little too long on the retake. Chief Kev tried to pull back the 1-on-2, but pretty much got taken down headshot right away. Both players were low, so if he got that first kill, maybe he's able to hit the flick, convert the round. Unable.
Sakamata goes for the pick with the Marshall, but doesn't find anything. And it's a long control for the Exos, who have tagged up Gasyop. It actually forces a quick rotation out of the Flames on the lesser weaponry, so they want to have it all in the place where the Exos hit. Exos, meanwhile, not fully committed. Spike's still in spawn. So yeah, just starting to make its way towards window as they consider their options.
Tony just been perched up C long pretty much the entire round, expecting Chief Kef to push his way down like he has been so many rounds before. Unrewarded, but getting all that long control
I'm a
for
good shot.
free.
Speaking of pushing up in Chief Dev, he's actually all the way on the other side of the map. Both of his rendezvous anchors are still towards C, but he just walks out short. Finds a player looking the wrong direction in Gucci, so that's a first pick for the Exos. No ability to recover that rifle, unfortunately, for them. Chief has been noticed by Crow, and yeah, now probably starting to realize his anchors aren't there, but his tour de force is online and has just found a pick. Zooey's actually about to potentially walk into Neptune, though Neptune with just the Sheriff, no shotgun. Now it's a 3v5 here, as the Flames are looking to make a miracle of this. Oh, Gap definitely saw Zooey. Yeah, he's going to take him out as well. Now it's a 2v5. This round going all sorts of wrong for the Exos. Might just consider it safe. There's only 10 seconds on the board. I'm not even sure they get spiked down if they ran. They're going to run directly into Neptune. Sheriff is Zeno. Tony S also goes down. It's a thrifty round from the Flames off the back of just a series of picks. The Exos never committed, and they paid for it.
Yeah, Chief Kef, nice pick out A short. And like mentioned, TP's rendezvous is completely on the other side of the map. And then in a haste, pops tour de force and gets rewarded 1 shot, 1 kill onto, I believe it was Tony down long. And then round was pretty much secured at that point with low time and no map control really garnered for the Flames. Or the Exos, sorry.
You want to play? Let's play.
He tried to play default, but walked into a couple too many traps, unfortunately. Lost track of a few players on the Flames and paid for it dearly. So we go into a pivotal round 23 here. Both teams on weapons. The Exos have been losing a lot of players, so they might actually be either team here. Well, no, the Flames should be fine, but the Exos, should they lose, might be on a weaker bye in the final round. And Gassiop's gotten into this nasty, potentially nasty off angle. Hasn't had the greatest showing here, but could find a crucial pick if someone walks up. If he can find 2, that will be the pivotal part. Question, and actually can't even find 1. Nice shot by Crow.
Very impressive. He thought to check that. And the A fake is coming, and they're drawing a ton of rotations. Sees the actual destination, and they're making their way pretty quickly. Only Neptune close to make any effort, and he's not. He's just gonna wait for the team.
Bit of a bonk there by Gucci. As the spike will go down. That's an interesting choice to use the fall line before the retake's ready to come in, as well as the aftershock. Tony S unbothered. Has the tour de force.
Found Crow out in the grass.
Oh,
Pretty big scalp to take.
yeah, that's pretty interesting. And Tony S actually looked like he had 2 there, but Sakamoto will just take his head off. So now in the 3v3, things look a lot more possible for the Flames off those 2 picks. They're gonna all still out of garage here. We'll see if they even expect Zeno here, and they don't. Hayflick will get his head taken off. Zeno, though, trying to turn tail and run. It's a 3rd for Sakamata. Spike is tapped. They have no way to smoke this. They just have to face. Chief Cap will find 1. They have to find Zooey. They're gonna find Zooey. And I believe, yeah, there's plenty of time. What a play by Sakamata. What a nice last 2 shots as well by Chief Cap. Huge retake. Flames are now on map point here.
Match point.
Yeah, Sakamata found that lurk kill onto Crow. Big scalp to take, having those shock darts for post plant would have been probably a round winning difference right there. And running all the way to spawn, taking down Tony, and then the rest of the round is just steamrolling out the back.
It will all come down to the 24th round. Exos do have the money in the bank to buy. My previous assumption, as it tends to be in these matches about the economy, was very wrong. Fast play to get some lobby presence from the Flames is met with basically 0 resistance. We'll see if we get a duel between Crow and Sakamata. It doesn't look like either player wants to offer themselves in a duel that early on. You're going to see the offensive smoke down C-long so that Zeno can grab the orb. That does get null command online. There's actually a nebula now overlapping the dark cover as well, as both teams have smoked long.
And position of the operator noted by Chief Kev trying to spam a couple shots through and maybe get the orb picker upper.
It does look like C looks to be the hoped destination for the Exos. This could be huge if they can find Hayflick on the entry, especially if the null command is popped so that he can't use his Rolling Thunder as he actually backs away, which I think could be huge potentially for the Flames. Gucci already, meanwhile, has gone down in mid, but there is a corresponding kill from Tony S. That's like Chief Captain will win the fight. Pure pre-fire taps as they're just going to rush towards C now, figuring the site is open, and it is. Spike will go down. It's going to be a 3v4 retake for the Flames. Crucially, though, the Nightfall and the Rolling Thunder are online here. We'll see what the Exos can do to play around it this time. We'll see if Flames play it any differently than they did several rounds ago when they ended up... Oh, we're holding Garage. Sakamata finds the first, but do they suspect Tony S is here? I'm not sure they're even going to push it. As there is the double ult that is going to come through. Zooey in the worst position imaginable. Will they expect Tony S on the late flank here, and can they buy enough time? The spike is already halved. Tony S be able to swing out. Oh no, he's here. Actually, they do. Gassiop has turned and found him. That's going to be the defuse. That's going to be the round. That's going to be the map. Flames take it 13-11, go up 1-0, and break the map pick of the Exos.
Wow. Tony S had the round in the palm of his hand with that late wrap through spawn that I don't think they expected. It would be interesting to see his POV what happened, but yeah, assuming he just missed the shot and cost him the map, unfortunately.
It's a bit late, I do believe, on the flank as well. He hesitated a little bit before continuing to walk into spawn. Could have maybe caught a better timing. And of course, the double, having both the Rolling Thunder and the Nightfall on the retake, I think Crow was on site and just had the worst time imaginable. Nevertheless, that'll be the first map going in the favor of the Flames. First map of Haven, which was the Exos map pick. Map 2 will be Fracture, which is the Flames map pick, where they will look to close out this series 2-0 and earn their ticket to the finals to take on, I believe it is Purple Iris. I could be wrong about that. I haven't checked in a little bit.
It is Purple Iris, yeah.
Thank you. I'm getting so many names crossed in my head. Either way, we will be back shortly. We're going to take a quick break and bring you map 2 of Fracture on the other side of it. Don't go anywhere.
told me I'm your anchor. I told you you're my.
And welcome back. We're here back for map 2 between the Exos and Flames. Flames won the first map of Haven, which was the Exos map pick. They won it 13-11, narrowly eked it out, and are going on to their map pick of Fracture, where they look to take this series 2-0. Nadesy, what'd you think of that first map?
That first map was an absolute battle. You know, you pretty much didn't know who was winning until the very end when the final defuse was locked in. Both teams looked like they had their golden opportunities, and one team was only able to secure that bag.
And we are here into Agent Select. I'm quickly just, oh wow, that's an instant comp lock in, as it will be Flames on the attacking side, and they've already got their composition locked and loaded. I'm quickly just going through their match history because I do think they've played Icebox a few times, and I just want to just check their record on it. Or not Icebox, Fracture. Icebox was an early ban. Oh, these two teams have actually played each other on Fracture before. So these first two maps were actually the two maps they played each other in the series. It was a 1-1 split. Exos won Haven last time 15-13, so a narrow win for them. And then lost, Flames won Fracture 13-11. So a very tight series last time. I'm hoping perhaps for a similar result here. Maybe the map slipped and we can go to our third map, which would be Bind if it is necessary. Close series in the past, hoping for more of that here
Select your
tonight.
agent.
Love me some binds. That would definitely be a treat if we were able to get it. An interesting comp coming out of the Flames, getting that double duelist. Now, you don't see that too often anymore. And then on the other side, double Sentinel, Chamber and Sage is a very strong combination. And then Gucci running the Jet per the usual. Both comps looking pretty nice.
In very different comps, and I do know some of the reason that this team likes to run the double duelist, actually, in the Flames. They have plenty of strategies, but a particular strategy, especially on the A side coming out of drop, over-under technique they like to go for. We'll see if they end up utilizing it here. I'm sure they have a deeper strat book than that to begin with. As I was checking how many times they'd actually played Fracture. So far found 2 and they won both. 3 and they've won all 3. Yeah, so I do think Flames played Fracture, it looks like 3 times. They won all 3. Their closest performance was against this Exos team, who, if they want to keep their playoff life alive, would have to win this map to force map 3 of Bind. Winner of this goes on to play Purple Iris in the Grand Finals to see who gets to be Champion of Master.
Yeah, Purple Iris waiting patiently. A little bit of a surprise for them to be in the championship. Wasn't super expected, but they played very well in that series.
And we've got the classic fast and execute that has already come through. Tony S was able to get away with his life. Unfortunately, Gucci not so lucky. Spike's gone down. We're quickly into the retake. See what the Exos can do here. 4v5. Pistols all around, of course, in this first round. They've got 2 players on each side. And the lone Neptune hiding on site. Oh, that's unfortunately potentially nasty. Oh, that's a really nasty toxic screen. Nobody's gonna expect him. He gets 2 with the right clicks. Zeno's found 1, but now there's only 2 alive. Sakamoto will just run through and find both. The clean sweep, well, not quite a clean sweep, but it's 4 lives. The Flames will take the first pistol.
Yeah, Neptune crouching in the position. Tony did try and clear it, but just right over the top of his head, gave him a nice haircut, and that was the round difference there. Neptune was able to get 3? 2? Definitely 2.
I believe he found 2, yeah. Either way, 2 or 3 was obviously huge impact on the round, prevented the Exos, who had just found a kill, from finding any balance in the round. As it looks like they just want to rinse and repeat and go B again. They are walking into some shorties. Well, good thing to do. Gucci pokes his head out, doesn't find anything. He's talking about it to find Tony S with the Frenzy, and Gucci, I think, got some decent damage in, but nothing else. Actually, yeah, we have a very low player. I believe that's Hayflick on the raid is very low for the Flames. That is really it for those 2 shorties that were on site. Zeno's gonna go down. This round should be as good as over here, as the Flames will clean it up.
It's on to Zooey, but should be unless he could take flick here, a flawless bonus or second round. Zooey's not getting wrapped. Unable to connect a shot onto Hayflick and around 1 HP. And not sure what he was at.
Both duelists ended up on around 1 HP by the end of that one. I saw Sakamata also running around with like 3 hit points. Unfortunately for the Exos, 3 is more than 0, so they both survived the round. Not that those things would necessarily be huge, they probably would just reinvest frenzies at this rate, but perhaps a chance at that round had they found the 2 duelists. And I would like to note that I see the Rays and the Neon on the drop side of the map, so we might see this over-under strat I talked about, but they're going to have to actually break Zeno's wall first if they want to go for it. They might like to do. A lot of presence in A. This is going to be a fast hit. Zeno, though, could be in a potentially deadly position to deal with this. We'll see if they expect him on top of this wall as last lane comes out. There goes Neptune over. Sakamata's going to go under, does go down. That was Hayflick going over, and Neptune actually did find both with the only rifle brought into the round by the Flames. The spike ship is going down here. Neptune and Tony S dueling through the box. Neptune Hayflick wants to go back for more. Does go down. Gucci on the flank finds Gassiop. This bonus round looked really good for the Flames. Still might be on the table. Crow has too many directions to look. It's all into Gucci Havarti now. Neptune cleans up with the 4K. Nice, clean headshots all the way through. I think I kept calling Hayflick Neptune that round, but I guess everyone was Neptune as he just killed the entire team. They convert the bonus.
Huge run on Neptune getting 4, but I think the kill that really sealed it in was Tony S? No, Chief Kef swinging out with the headhunter from behind sight, getting a headshot onto. I'm blanking on who it was, but the round difference right there. Because Neptune was hit by the fault line, so he's concussed.
And this will force the Exos down onto just a pistol buy. Well, maybe not a pure pistol buy, but the lighter weapons, as we're going to see this quick execute fully out of A main and into sand are the Flames. Well disciplined here. Asking up here to receive Crow, who dropped in. Actually, the fast lane ends up working against him, but it'll go down eventually. In the meantime, they found a lot of space on his site. There's actually some trades coming in. There's actually some good trades coming in for the Exos. This round is becoming possible. Sakamata, though, wisely goes back in the sun. Will, in fact, take out Zeno as well. Gucci almost had a nice backstab and almost had the chance to collect a rifle. Unfortunately, did not. Sakamata will clean it up. 7-1 so far on the Neon. Neptune 6-0 has not died. Huge early performances out of them as it is 4-0 for the Flames.
Gucci had nice 2 kills on the flank, but you could call it econ damage, but econ is very, very strong on Flames, so it's not really going to hurt them at all.
Exos looking to get their first on the board. You think they're probably going to need to, and that hurts a lot as the operator invested but goes down. Flames look like they want to break into this B site. They do have to contend with the toxic screen, but I think that's only going to slow them down for so long. Tony S. Yeah, there's the fast lane. Tony S. is actually going to walk into the orbital strike. Down to it. His teleporter was probably in tower and broke. Zeno finds one. That's all onto Zooey. Has found the first. Has to find 2 or 3 more. Does find the second though, and gets around the corner. This is suddenly possible. Sakamata though with the nice reposition prevents any such shenanigans from Zooey, and it'll be 5-0 for the Flames.
Yeah, I don't. I mean, Zoo's on 11 HP. He gets that kill onto Sakamata. Yeah, Chief Kef had a nice cross angle head with the operator. It's pretty much locked in at that point. But it did come a little closer than Flames may have liked. Neptune losing that perfect no deaths.
Honestly, cut the guy off the team. Truly, just underperforming constantly. It was really unfortunate that Gucci went down there in the duel of operators. Huge investment that they can't get back. in this round. It does look like the Flames want to go A, and they could be walking into this Viper's pit. They might just try to go around it, perhaps. And over-under setup is here once again. Neptune actually, okay, they just found Zooey in his Viper's pit, and he goes down. Here goes under. Clicks on over. Pro tries the timing. It doesn't work out. See if Gucci can pull off any heroics with the Blade Storm. Has found one. That'll be all. It'll leave Xeno in the 1v4 now, 1v3. He's got 2 staring at his position.
Spike planted.
And it
Should be
and it's smoked off.
a miracle round if Xeno was able to pull this off, but nope. Didn't even get, or I guess he would have gotten a second there. Not really able to get anything going.
At least did us the favor of peeking early. Could have waited the smoke out if he really wanted to. Probably wouldn't have gotten him anywhere either way. Makes it quick. It's at 6 now in a row. Flames on this attack side have been devastating the Exos, who have had no answer for these executes. We saw this a little bit on Haven in the early rounds. Exos won the pistol there, but they did lose the first 4 rounds after winning the second. Going down 4-2 off the back of a lot of fast-paced executes from the Flames. We'll see. Their adaptation there was to just play further back, play more of a retake style. We'll see if that's what they elect to go for here, as the Flames are setting up for a B execute with Rolling Thunder.
Neptune lurking, side take, coming in. Nice find by Xeno. That could quite a lot. Tony S gets another. Wow.
Yeah, the whole push fell apart. Sakamata's the only one who gets cleanly through, but he's now alone. He will be able to recover the spike and actually can make his way towards A, which he will. One of the scariest players, really the scariest player in Master here, making his way into the A site for the 1v3. He'll see if he can pull this off. Would be a 1v4 technically. He's going to be able to get spiked down cleanly. Nobody on the Exos has any idea this is going down. That hard push from the Flames got completely shut down. The spike, I believe, was in Gassiop's hands on Breach, if I'm not mistaken, who could not get out of Underpass with it and ended up going down. Sakamata, though, will take a huge effort out of him to find this round. Gives a little bit of info on his location as well, trying to bait the door. He is here, and he is down. Managed to get the spike down at least, but couldn't deal with the triple swing. Let's see who they want to give the defuse to.
I think they're going to grab an operator.
Yeah, good call. As Gucci is on the other side of the other site looking for the op. Did recover it, so that'll be the first round on the board for the Exos. They handled that really well. I would believe. I would say some good positions and a nice little off angle by Xeno, who ended up finding 2.
Yeah, Xeno finding the first, and then Gassiop swinging to try and get that trade also falls to Xeno, and that was the spike. And I mean, yeah, Sakamata got the plant, but the round was pretty much out of reach at that point. Getting triple swung, almost an impossible round for him to win.
Yeah, one of the things about that typical B main neon execute with the wall, if players play around it at certain angles, can be really hard to ever clear them. They kind of blitz toward heaven or tower most often when they use that fast lane. Never caught the player playing close. Might have been Gucci, I can't fully remember. But it will bring us into the 8th round. Now, the money for Exos is not great. They do have a buy here off the back of the tour de force of Tony S. However, Xeno's gone down, I think was in fact trying to lurk under. That's an unfortunate loss for them. It's going to force another defender to rotate over. So the wall's going to break, and that should be the trigger for the Flames to get on the site.
Gucci with a nice flank, if he speeds it up a little bit, could get some value from the drop area. Tony, nice pick on a Chief Kev. That should slow the push a little more. Trademark is down, so more flanking options available for Exos here.
Oh, Gucci actually just has the op, and he's just hard holding this angle. There's no way Hayflick expects this. Knife out, goes down. Sakamata will find Zooey, however. Has to figure out how to deal with Gucci. Actually, I think that relay bolt connected on him and forced him off the angle. Crow now here to defend the A site. Might look to make a hero play. Spike should start to go down here. Is holding the Rolling Thunder, which will come through. A flash towards heaven, and won't actually be able to find Neptune planting as Gatsiop there to cover him. It's going to leave everything onto Tony S. He does find Sakamata. He's got the tour de force, but only 30 hit points to work with. Don't die to the Aftershock. He drops down. He might also die to the Molly. Can't see beneath him. Gassy plays the under angle. Things looked good for the Exos for a second, but the Flames brought it back and win the round.
Right there.
Yeah, Sakamata getting Gucci's flank, nullified, only getting one. It was a very nice pick onto a flick, but not able to capitalize anything further, and returning to business as usual for the Flames.
Yeah, that relay bolt was very, very good. That definitely won them the round, or at least prevented them from losing the round, as it forced Gucci to, take away from the angle holding the operator, couldn't stay through the concuss. And speaking of concussed, is concussed again here, but is going to try to repeat this with the Marshall, and actually dashes forward after the miss, but somehow gets away completely full health. The exit is going to come towards A quickly here. The fast lane out. It should be the little over-under. Actually, Hagel's just going straight into the site. He's going to get traded, but finds the first pick, opens up a ton of space. This should be the spike going down, and it's going to be retake with pistols for the Exos.
Two players are low on the Flame, so it's not an undoable retake. As soon as I see that, another number lost for Exos. Flashpoint coming through, and not able to get any value.
Tony S with the rifle swung out. Couldn't find but one. Sakamata will clean up with 4, up to 18 and 4. We hadn't checked the scoreboard in a while. Neptune slowed down a little bit. Sakamata has just pressed pedal to the metal. This Neon is cleaning up the server right now. A bit of a weaker showing on map 1 by his standards. Decided he wants to show everyone why he is the top rated regular player in Master. Is just on a rampage right now and does not look to want to slow down. If they're gonna, looks like, just go for the straight B hit. Now there should be guns in the hand of the Exos. That was a save round, so we'll see what they can accomplish here as Sakamata is just charging.
And Sakamata definitely wanting to block that championship berth in 19 and 4 now. He's been on an absolute heater this map. Gamble stack towards A, not paying off for Exos, and they're going to, thankfully, a 4-on-5 retake, not impossible, and the resurrection online for Xeno could come into play if they get a couple of key picks here.
See if Gucci, doesn't clear it. Xeno, though, is just found 2, and Crow's actually found Chief Cav. It's now numbers in favor of the Exos. Gassiop, though, will be able to hold some time on the spike. Hayflick as well might be able to do so if the grenade is online. That's going to force them off spike. Hayflick's going to get traded off. It's all on to Gassy. Time is going to start to become an issue, but can he actually get the angle to take down the diffuser? He can't. This should be the diffuse coming through just in time. The wall is their savior. Zui sticks it all the way. Gassy is going to end up living. What a retake by the Exos, 3v5 to take that round.
Yeah, huge 3K coming out of Xeno, and then putting that barrier orb up to just block Gassiop just enough to get that defuse secured in that second round on the board. Absolutely needed round for the Exos there.
Yeah, they could definitely use every round that they can get. Fracture can go offensive sided plenty often. But the more lopsided this number gets, the more worried the Exos have to be for their tournament lives, for their lives in this season of the VDC, as the Flames look to go back to an old reliable A hit. Haven't had to mix it up much, so why would they? But Crow's going to make them mix it up as he takes off 2 heads. That's going to put a wrench into things. The spike's not really recoverable either. Gassiop's low, perhaps got tagged, definitely wall-banged. Hayflick also low on the drop position. The 2 duelists can't get out either. Now they're stuck watching flank. And they're pinned in. Crow looks to try to work back up. Is going to find his 3rd on the round. It's going to be all on to Hayflick and the red hot Sakamata, who does find a first onto Gucci. Exos might be a little sweating in their boots here, or shaking in their boots rather. With Sakamata and this Neon still alive.
Xeno should be able to, if the push is halted by the players on site, get the flank and get 2 kills. See how quickly they expect it if they're able to trade. You know, look, he's parking. See, they leave, but the over/under comes into
30
play
seconds left.
and shut down by Zooey.
Flick farming content for Sakamata here, who's gonna go for the 1v4 attempt. Finds the second. 18 seconds though. This round should be over, but he should have enough time to at least find these last 2 and have a fighting chance at it. Gonna get fully flashed. The Exos play it safe enough. Sakamata, I think the only thing that was ever gonna shut him down was being fully blind. As even with 28 health, I'd have been scared if I were the Exos. They do manage to win the round out. Crow just completely shut that push down, and this is actually going to prompt a timeout quickly coming in from the Flames, who are still up 8-3.
Yeah, the Flames may be talking a tactical throw for this round. Get that 8-4 half and avoid your dreaded 9-3 curse. But actually, they're probably just trying to figure out how to lock in that 9th round. And the way their offense has been going, it should be doable. Just one little 2-round run for Exos, and then that one little blip a couple rounds prior. Just kind of playing off the back of Neon here, off the back of Sakamata. Should be able to win this round pretty easily if they run another over-under play and don't get decimated by Crow on the Hall stake.
Yeah, the Sakamata go kill strategy has been very effective so far. We'll see if they continue to go that direction as we get a very close-up on the absolute killer that has been Sakamata this game on the Neon. See if he can continue having that kind of impact. We'll see if his team even needs him to with this lead. As they look to make it a 9-3 half, or maybe they don't. Who knows? Perhaps they are looking to tactically throw. Who knows?
It seems got that Rolling Thunder online.
Yeah, and it does look like Gucci wants to get a little bit pressed up onto B long. Actually, I thought had an operator, but that's just a Guardian. Gonna trade some shots with Gasyop, who chooses to fall off. It looks like they just want to give some B pressure so that they can go A instead. They just want to go for the play they missed out on last time. Zooey's going to be in a very unenviable position, I think, very soon. I have a feeling a Rolling Thunder is coming his direction. There it is. We'll see how long he can keep himself alive for as he desperately tries to tuck in the corner and can't. Sakamata's gotten onto site. Hayflick's going to choose to play from drop. This should be a plant going down, and this will be pure post plant for the Exos, or pure retake for the Exos, who do have Rolling Thunder on them. Yeah, we're just getting in quickly. They're going to throw that in and get into the site. Gucci and Gassy trade a kill each. Sakamata still on a rampage. Finds 1, finds 2, finds 3. What a play by Sakamata and the whole team really by the Flames. But of course, Sakamata would be finding the 25-6.
He's just farming at this point. It's another day in the office for Sakamata. It's another reason he's a top-rated player or top-rated regular player in Masters.
Yeah, no flame towards Nasty, who is slightly higher on the rating spectrum, but has only played 8 games. Sakamata played 20. Bit of a difference in sample size. Either way, Sakamata, everyone in Master right now is just hoping against hope that this guy gets promoted to Premier next season, as absolutely dominant force in this league and just a terrifying specter on this map. He's actually about to walk into 5. If it weren't for that fault line, I think he would have kept holding forwards. We'll have to back off though. The Exos, of course, looking to get this round, charging straight at him maybe doesn't seem like the best idea, but if they can trade him, his threat level goes down, but if they can't, he's just gonna find 2. He's gonna peek back in as well, finds 3, does eventually go down to Gucci, but on the slow, Zooey can't get out. Gucci has to reload, and everyone peeks him. 28 kills now. It's the Sakamata show, and his team just shows up to clean up. What a play. This dude is feeling it.
Yeah, Sakamata's swinging to get 2 off the trademark, slowing down the side push. Huge there, and then playing off the back of team's utility. Swings out again and gets his 3rd. Just a brilliant round from Sakamata, and he's been on another level this entire map. I don't think I've seen anything like it in VDC.
He averages some truly ridiculous numbers, but this is, of course, nothing like what he averages. He has firmly put the Flames on his back, who, of course, their utility usage and whatnot has fully enabled him, but some of the shots he has hit, particularly one of the shots in the, like, 1v4 he was left in, just some truly nuts stuff. Dude really wants to make the finals, though does go down first to the inferior weapons. Looks, yeah, definitely got way over eager. One of the problems with really feeling yourself, sometimes you go a little too far forward. He's given a gun over, and actually, to the Flames, they kind of wanted to rotate off. They are going to keep 2 towards the A site, but it's going to be a 5-man hit. There is a Spectre in play in the hands of Xeno, I believe.
Yeah, they went. Exos went quiet, and Flames are starting to overthink it. Site should be coming in a second here. Rendezvous set up underneath site. They're going to push in. They're going to clear top heaven. And Hayflick drops the bomb. Hayflick drops the second.
Yeah, and Neptune will also find one. Somehow Neptune finds anybody with that ghost if they have an actual weapon. Looked a little promising, and now Xeno is going to be the last left alive. Gassy may be going for the knife or just didn't expect someone to be there. Xeno will wall his back, but yeah, Jesus, Neptune has a laser in his hand whenever he has that ghost. He'll find the last on the double headshot, I believe. So Sakamata's overheat doesn't end up mattering. Yeah, the guy's on a tear, but his team is still behind him to clean up when he's not needed. Or just not present.
Yeah, I looked for like a second, and actually more than a second with this huge slowdown that Exos might be able to get a thrifty, convert that force buy for Flames, but side take ultimately fails.
Would have been a nice round to get some momentum back in their favor. Instead, they're going to have to win at least 9 of the last 10 rounds here to stay in this tournament, stay in this season, and that's not going to help. Gucci Havarti goes down to a headshot out of Chief Kev. The site hit is going to follow onto the B site as they go through tower. We'll see how much control they can take. They are against mostly inferior weapons, so should be favored in this round, but the first pick has already gone to the Flames, and Hayflick doesn't even want to slow down. He's just going straight in. Does end up going down, however. Sakamata, though, and Chief Kev both find one apiece, so now it's a 4v2. Xeno, though, on the angle finds one. Looking for a second, but can't find it. Has to retreat to the corner. Can't take anyone down. It's all on to Zui in the 1v2. Spike being tapped. Has to deal with Sakamata first, and of course cannot take him down. Another 3K for Sakamata. The defuse is going to come through. It's going to be match point, map point, series point for the Flames, who look to make their map point quick and easy and get their way into the finals.
Yeah, it's just been a very, very easy map for Flames. You can see why they picked it. That overrunner play on offense, like you were saying in the pregame, dialed it up time and time again, and for the most part it worked. I think there's one round where it didn't. Yeah, Flames are just on another level right now.
Exos will be down to whatever they could find at the junkyard sale, maybe yard sale in general, as money is of course not good after losing to the bonus of the Flames, who have full rifles equipped here. Again, it looks like they want to go the direction of Sakamata, which is a play I don't hate. Surely he doesn't find 2 every time he sees 4 in front of him, as he will be called upon to hold site here along with Neptune. Gassiop as well is actually going to get flashed and will go down. How is Gucci still alive? He does find 2. Sakamata's only good for 1. So this will actually give site control to the Exos, and it should be a favorable round for them to finally take one here on their offensive side and keep this map alive. As Gucci will just manage to get away with his life, but Tony S has actually gone down. Thought there'd be a bit of a pause before the retake started, but there will not be, as Hayflick will find Gucci. They find Xeno as well. It's all onto the low health Zui. Things have suddenly gone from good to bad, as Zui is going to have to be the hero here. In 1v2, can't find it. Hayflick will get a 3K of his own, will get the defuse. It's going to be a 13-3 fracture. Flames were not messing around on their map pick. They were not messing around in this series. They take it 2-0 and go on to the finals.
Yeah, it's just an unfortunate way to close it. Exos looked like they had the start of a hopeful comeback, and it kind of fell apart very quickly off the back of Chief Kef and Hayflick. It's 2v4, I believe it was.
Yeah, Hayflick wanted to get a 3K of his own as Sakamoto was doing the whole map, really, just to close things out, show that he's a fully capable duelist too. Again, those were the two highest rated regular players in the regular season, and they showed why, especially Sakamoto on that second map. It is a bit of a heartbreaking loss for the Exos, who were so close to taking Haven, at least forcing overtime, couldn't do so. Sakamata and the Flames roll them on Fracture, take the series 2-0, and they will go on to the finals, where they, the number 1 seed, will play host to Purple Iris in a best of 5 series, scheduling to be determined, which I'm very excited to see. I'm very excited for. This Flames team is a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, definitely not fun to play against, definitely very fun to watch. And that's actually LG's second bite at the apple for championships. They are playing in the advanced final on Sunday, so two chances to bring home some championships, which is always a nice thing to brag about in your first season of VDC. 2-time champion winner right off the rip.
Yeah, and with that advanced championship, just wanted to shout out, we do have that scheduled. The advanced championship grand finals is scheduled for Sunday, July 17th at 7 p.m. Eastern time. Be there. I will be very excited. I think I will be at least on the stream participating, if not on the cast, for that best of 5. Really excited for that. It is Red Rose versus Team Pragmatic. I think we've caught both those teams on stream through their playoff runs so far, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think I've been able to catch too many of those matches, but I'm really excited to see that. We've also got some other streams coming up. We have a stream, I believe, scheduled for tomorrow for a premiere match, a contender match for Wednesday, and we'll have a mix of one or both, contender and premier, on Friday as they close out their match day and get ready for their playoffs, which we will be bringing you starting next week.
Yeah, a lot of games coming at you fast, so definitely, let's free up some time to come hang with us for a bit.
Yeah, we're very excited to be getting into the playoffs and the finals that are all around the corner here for the VDC, as Season 1 is rapidly coming to a close and our championships are beginning to get crowned here. It will be the Flames moving on to the finals to take on Purple Iris as they 2-0 this series and close us out for the night. I have been Chill the Rose. Nadesy has been joining me on the cast. Our observers have been Kid Zombie and Mechatronic. Univeth has been on production for us. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great night.